You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the Indiana Fever, Stephanie White. And we got WNBA legend Nancy Lieberman weighing in on the fact that Caitlin Clark pretty much drives this entire league. That she owns this whole league. And why does she own it? Well, simply put, people aren't tuning in. There's no new CBAs. There's no big money. And there's no ratings without Caitlin Clark. So you could say, to a certain extent, yeah, fans are sort of, the fans have the high ground. Yeah. As Obi-Wan once told Anakin, I've got the high ground. Well, they've got the high ground because, look, the MLB doesn't have to worry about this. The NBA doesn't have to worry about this. The NFL certainly doesn't have to worry about this. College football doesn't have to worry about this. The WNBA absolutely has to worry about what fans think. Because they can go back to having no ratings just like that. No viewership just like that. No ticket sales. By the way, while I'm talking about that, I've glanced at the tickets for Indiana Fever home games. There's still tickets $10, $11, $15. Would have been unheard of in 2024, the beginning of 2025, before the injury situation started. Let's start with Stephanie White saying she's not here to please the fans. She's not here to please the fans. She can't worry about what the fans think. I would normally say, if a coach or a general manager in a league worried about what fans thought, the old saying is, if you worry about what the fans think, you're doomed to sit beside them. I think in most leagues, that's accurate. In this league, no, I don't think it's accurate. I think these coaches, other players, ownership, leadership should all be fully aware of whether or not the fans are pleased with the product. Because you don't have a history of having fans. You just got the fans, and the fans are all tied to one player. It's a very unique situation. Stephanie White.
Stephanie, here in the back. So when my neighbor comes up to me and tells me that he's so frustrated, he's yelling at the TV because he wants Caitlin to shoot more. Mm-hmm. And you see social media, of course you do, and we all do. And we see frustration if Caitlin doesn't have the ball, or if something goes wrong, or if the team doesn't play well in the fourth quarter, all those things that happen in sports. What's your answer to those fans?
I don't know that I really have an answer for the fans. I think, I have to answer to our team, and our franchise.
I have to answer to the team. What about the higher ups? What about the owner, the Pacers owner? Why is she not having to answer to him? She should be saying, I've got to answer to my team, and I've got to answer to ownership. Is anybody awake up there at all? Is Pacer leadership, is Herb Simon even paying attention to the Indiana Fever, or is it just a tax write-off at this point? Well, what's going on here?
And we're trying to win ball games. We're not trying to appease the masses. We're trying to win ball games. And so I think for us, figuring it out on a consistent basis. Our big three are learning to play together again. With Caitlin missing as much time as she did a year ago, and finding a flow does take time. Especially when Kelsey and Aaliyah had the ball in their hands so much a year ago. And then we've got other pieces that are trying to find their way as well. I think when you see us find continuity, you'll see what seems to be easier shot opportunities, and better shot quality. And that's what I'm focused on is the best shot quality we can get, the best shot opportunities we can get, and how we keep that balanced enough to make sure that we stay in a rhythm and flow and be the best that we can be when we head into, September, October, and get ready for the playoffs.
Okay, so she basically says, I don't care what the fans think. When you're saying we're not trying to appease the masses, you're saying you don't give a shit. Which is fine coming out of most coaches' mouths in most sports. In this sport, that let's be real, this sport is still hanging on by a thread. Oh, we got the new media rights deal. Yeah, and advertisers can get pissed if the ratings aren't where they should be. And I think, unfortunately for Stephanie White, yeah, brand of basketball that you play, style of basketball that you play matters here. Oh, well, what if they win the title, Rhodes? What if they do and it's boring as hell and nobody cares? I'm just keeping it real. We see the reaction during watch parties, during games. And the overwhelming sentiment and thought throughout these games is how freaking boring they are. That they are boring. Her brand of basketball that she has his team play is boring. People want to see a Lakers Showtime, Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry brand of basketball. We don't want to see this half court, extra pass, hockey substitution. We don't want to see that crap. It is entertainment and people want to be entertained. And I think, unfortunately for this league, they need to be aware of that. Nancy Lieberman talking about everything that Caitlin Clark means to this league.
Well, you can't deny she brings the media. You're talking about her. You probably weren't talking about anybody 4 years ago. I mean, she's done her job, just like Tiger did, just like Michael Jordan did. So she's a generational player. She came with a fan base of millions, and it's helping the league. They don't get the $2.2 billion collective bargaining agreement, honestly, without her being there. Now you take Asia, you take Nafisa, you take Stewie, you take Kelsey Plum, and you take Sabrina and all these other great athletes, and now you put them together, and that's very formidable. But these young players that are coming in the league have this incredible fan base. They were making millions of dollars in college with their NILs. So they just brought that to the league. So we shouldn't be jealous of them. We should celebrate them, not tolerate them. I think the Fever is fine. They have such great players. Aaliyah Boston, Mitchell is a star of stars. They've got great role players. And, Caitlin hit the winning shot last night. Oops, if you're the Mystics, why would you jump the passing lane and let the ball go straight line pass to Caitlin for a logo three? I mean, you just don't let her get the ball. You deny her. So now that I just broke down the game for you, I think they're going to be just fine. I mean, you know what happens right now? It's like the Aces. You look at the schedule and you go, we're playing Asia Wilson. And you get amped up for this. You see the schedule and you get amped up for the Fever because you're dealing with some of the, most famous players in the league. Same with Angel Reese. So it's just part of it, right? People used to get, amped for Michael Jordan. It's okay. It's just you've created a reputation for yourself.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there, but she does raise a good point. This team is going to get every player and every team's best shot. Part of that is the animosity towards the player on the team that all the fans are celebrating and want to see, and yeah, they're jealous and petty and hateful about it. So they do. They give the Fever their best shot. They give Caitlin Clark their best shot. There's a lot of good players out there. I get it. But, Most of them don't get picked up way down the court either. Trying to bring the ball up. I don't know. I mean, you heard Nancy transcend it. There's a reason the WNBA is getting all these perks now, etc. But now they have to figure out how to keep those perks. How do we keep people's interest now that we've got it? It seems to me like Stephanie White is unaware that there is, for this league, and because of their lack of success and lack of eyeballs, they need to be very aware of things like playing style, like the entertainment value of it all. Why can't appease fans? Well, that's great. Eventually, fans will tune out. I understand they just had a massive rating. They got a 2.5 rating for the New York game. Well, yeah, they played frickin' New York, a gargantuan market. 1 week earlier against the Portland Fire, it was a 1.3. That's not a good rating on CBS. So, yeah, people are tuning in as long as it's the biggest games, but if it's not, no, the ratings are down, even for the Fever. That's a thing. When they're just playing anybody, their ratings are down. It took a New York to draw a rating that Caitlin Clark should be getting a lot of the time now. But when you're not able to watch her cook, as a viewer, you get frustrated, you get bored, you get tired. You decide, oh, I'm not staying up for the Sparks game. I'm not staying up for a Valkyries game. I'll see the highlights in the morning. Whereas 2024, I'll be damned if I'm going to bed. I have to stay up and watch it because I cover it for a living. But if I didn't, shit, no, I wouldn't stay up and watch these games. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm just being real. These late games, forget about it. In 2024, I absolutely would have stayed up. Job or no job. 2025, before she got injured, job or no job, I would be staying up. Right now, how this team plays, hell no. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.